On July 22nd, 2022, Le5and6 tweeted, "Let Russ be Russ is like saying let Hitler be Hitler. No, you cannot just let that happen." This is the Museum of Twitter, the show where we talk about the most important tweets in the history of Twitter.com. It's Sports Tweet Saturday, and this Saturday I wanted to cover one of the more honest and truthful texts on sports Twitter of our time. Because the thing is, you can't let Russ be Russ. The Russ in this situation is Russell Westbrook, who is undoubtedly a first ballot Hall of Famer. But at this moment, and for the past several years, you can't let Russ be Russ. Because what has happened with Russell Westbrook, as he's been on a menagerie of teams, is that he will continue playing like he thinks he is still prime Russell Westbrook. And what that will do is, it will make the team he's on lose the game. Because Russell Westbrook's play style is one of those where, like, if he is good, and he's hitting shots, and he's athletic enough to make the plays he wants to make, he is unparalleled. But the problem is, if he's not making shots, and if he doesn't have the same youthful bounce to make the plays he's trying to make, he's absolutely awful. And I know I'm being unfair, but I will say, and this is going to be a wild statement to say out of context, but I feel like NBA fans are too respectful to aged legends. That's not to say you can't respect Russ as like a man and as a player, but like, just because he was really good in 2017 doesn't mean that we have to pretend like he is a good player in 2025. It's a bit like if you think that the Rolling Stones are one of the greatest rock bands of all time, which is an opinion a lot of people have, but if you think that, you're not required to think that like their newest thing that came out in the 2010s is good. People get worse at stuff, and Russell Westbrook is not an elite NBA player anymore. But so many people, the type of NBA fans that think that having a bag is the most important thing that a player can have, think that the solution to everything is to let Russ be Russ. Let him run the offense like it's a 2017 Thunder. And that's so stupid. It's an absolutely awful idea. Which is why Le5and6 is absolutely right. Okay, he's not entirely right, because it is a bit much to compare Russell Westbrook to the man that he does. But I think the point is directionally correct. And in case you think it's an exaggeration, and people don't actually say this about Russell Westbrook, Law Murray actually compiled 3 different times over the past 5 years of his career where people said this. When he was playing on the Clippers, Tyronn Lue said, "We want Russ to be Russ." When he was on the Nuggets, Michael Malone, the coach, said, "It's not going to be just the Russell Westbrook show, but I still want Russell to be Russell." Ironically, I think he was fairly successful in Denver because, like, this is kind of a lie. They didn't really let him be Russell. And just recently, his coach now on the Kings, Doug Christie, no relation, said, "I just want Russ to be Russ." Like, he literally said it exactly. To the point that Kylie Chung said, "Does he know the meme?" And as you can imagine, this gets referenced all the time whenever someone says about an athlete, let them be them. Like when Bradley Beal's agent said, "You have to let him be Brad Beal." Owned by Suns tweeted out a screenshot of Le5and6's tweet. Meadow at Last said it about Marcus Smart. Hood Genius, who obviously is now super famous on Twitter, said it about Bobby Portis. Gigi DeLucia said it about Draymond Green. Jazz Sox said it about Red Sox player Pavin Smith. And it's even referenced when the phrase "let so-and-so be so-and-so" isn't said. Like when Take Flight said that the Dallas Wings needed to let NaLyssa Smith play freely, Sophia said, "Let NaLyssa play freely" is like saying let Hitler be Hitler. Confessed posted a screenshot of the tweet with the quote, "Let Wemby control the offense." And when Don Thomas shared some thoughts about the Michigan Wolverines football program, saying that they should let Coach Jerome Moore cook, Josh Hopscotch said, "Like saying let Hitler be Hitler, man, no." I think the underrated thing about the original tweet is the last sentence, "No, you cannot just let that happen." Because it feels like a pleading, like, no, you can't let that happen. That, like, letting Russ be Russ is like letting a natural disaster occur. Like, it's a warning, like, whatever you do, do not let Russ be Russ. And I think he has a point. I'm sure Russell Westbrook will put up some highlights, he'll put up some interesting stat lines this year, but I can say with absolute certainty, if they let him be Russ, he's not going to contribute to winning basketball. Once again, I know I'm sounding harsh, but I've just watched the man sprint down the court with a basketball, ignore every other teammate on his team, take the dumbest pull-up you've ever seen, only to have it clank off the front of the rim, to ever endorse the idea of letting Russ be Russ. If he doesn't want to accept the fact that he's aged into being a role player, that's his problem. Follow me for a new tweet every day, and if you like the show, please go to patreon.com/museum of Twitter. We get a weekly bonus episode called the Museum of Not Twitter, and you get access to my Discord where you vote and like cover on Subscriber Sundays.